it's Mel with One Woman and Two Acres. Guess what time it is? It's tea time. Get your favorite mug, get your favorite tea, and come on back for the last tea time on this channel. Okay, kids. I of course have a new roommate, Joe, and we are changing channels. We're gonna have a new email, website, and Facebook page. Oh yes, and she's doing a blog. She'll talk about that. When I was getting ready for Joe to come, I did the video of packing 40 pounds of chicken. Holy crap, those things are massive. I split the breasts, and then so I've got one half for both of us. We couldn't eat the one. Oh my gosh, it was unbelievable, and it's really good too. And I also took down some fencing, and as you could see, I was already exhausted, and I hadn't really done very much. So I'm getting better. I'm getting strong again and everything. And then after Joe came, I did the building of the raised beds, 1 and 2. It started raining, oh well. But I got that one done. Now I've created another, but I still have a lot to do out there. Ugh. And I did the cleanup. My house looked like a bomb went off. But it did pretty good. Of course, now it's doing it all over again. We're going to be moving Joe this weekend, bringing stuff up, so it's going to be even more packed over here. And what else? Oh, well, I'll let Joe take it from here.
Hi, this is Joe. I came by way of Mel's invitation. She was kind enough to offer a way out of my grief and a way out of my 30-year homestead, which is now up for sale. But moving in was the perfect opportunity for both of us. She wasn't left alone talking to her cats and dogs and chickens and rabbits. I wasn't left alone talking to my cats and rabbits. So we help each other. Where I've got a lot of experience and knowledge in operating a homestead, but am paralyzed. I've got 2 arms over here that are more than willing, and God knows I've been working her out.
You would.
I realized after her illness that she would have to build up stamina. It took a lot of projects. It took a lot of good food, and I'm still working on her. Her energy's building up. And that's something I couldn't do even without my stroke. But neither one of us are alone. We both have common goals, and we love life. Because if it ain't fun, why do it? Right?
All right.
Okay. I brought my animals, my clothes, and the majority of what I needed to bring down with me in my van. Took 2 trips to get the animals down here. I started off on this channel with a low country boil where I brought fresh Georgia shrimp straight from the coast for Mel because she hadn't had any in years. Other than that frozen stuff. But you know that's never any good. Then I did a down and dirty lasagna. And instead of making 2 meals, it actually made 4. We had lasagna for 2 nights, and then we have spaghetti for 2 nights. The low country boil Mel ate on for a week while I was gone back to lower Georgia. I started a blog for the new channel, and giving a nod to Mel and her cockeyed cottage and her cockeyed rabbits and cockeyed critters, we decided to call it the Cockeyed Homestead. Yes, it does. We now have a Pinterest page where we'll be pinning stuff from our homestead as well as other resources for you to get ideas from, and we hope it will be helpful to you. I know my personal Pinterest account has been repeatedly pinned with various and assorted things. The area that had the fencing, Mel's building raised beds. I've been planting seeds, and we've got 15 kinds of bean, because we have green beans as well as all the drying beans. I'm not classified as a prepper, but I look at it this way. When you have your own homestead and you're trying to be self-sufficient, as we are, you plan for the next growing until what you have lasts until the next growing season, and maybe even 2 growing seasons in case you have a bad year. And you ask any homesteader, and that's exactly what they do. They are just prepared in case the next season doesn't meet their expectations. I know I did it with 4 children and a husband. So we always grew enough to last for a season and a half, which down in South Georgia you can plant all year round. But you can't up here. It gets too cold and things like that.
Which I love.
Yes, she loves. And you know, you mean a lot to me, girl, for me to leave my coastal town and move to the mountains.
I have always wanted to be in the mountains. She's always wanted to be near the coast.
I have always lived on the coast and on islands and assorted other things all my life. But, you know, I vacationed in the mountains. So it's not brand new to me. But having 4 seasons, 4 distinct seasons, just like Mel, it's just been a culture shock.
It
was. But on the blog, you'll read behind-the-scene type deals that we don't videotape, like the Great Rabbit Escape. Oh my goodness. My meat rabbit is an American chinchilla. And if it was the male, I wouldn't worry too much about it, but it was my breeding female. And Mel's used to these little 3-pet. Okay, Whitey, I've got competition here. My females have never been outside other than in a pen and things like that. She's never been in the wild. And Mel's used to these little 3.5-pound rabbits. And these are 10 pounds, actually over 10 pounds now. So the fasteners she had on her cages, one's held together with T-hooks and popsicle sticks. But she pushed up against the gate and figured out how to get out. Then came the Great Rabbit Chase. At first she went underneath the house. Then we didn't see her for a few days. And we thought the dogs or the coyotes or something had got her. But we caught her one night. I could have had her if I'd had 2 hands, one to grab her with and one to feed carrots to her, because I had trained her to eat treats out of my hand. But we caught her. She's now back in her little cage. We should be breeding her sometime in the coming month, and she'll have her babies before it gets too hot. We'll also be breeding the English Angoras Mel has as soon as we get them cleaned up. As you can imagine, they've been sort of neglected. They're a little bit matty, and we'll get them cleaned up and get a good coat on them. And I'm in charge of grooming them. She's in charge of clipping nails and clipping ears, because I can't do the fluffy stuff. It takes 2 hands. I do okay as a single-handed homesteader, but there's some things you just can't do. Like use a pair of hedge clippers. I mean, really, unless I put one arm against my side, manipulate my body in such a way to hold the other handle and push, yeah, it doesn't work too well. I'd rather have somebody with 2 hands do it. But that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I hope you switch over to the Cockeyed Homestead. Some of you have already started subscribing to that, and we appreciate each and every one of you. But like, subscribe, we'll have videos up. We did a festival this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
The Bear Mountain Bear in the Square Festival down in Dahlonega. And we had a blast, because all work and no fun makes everybody dull. So we'll put that video up. I've got a couple more cooking videos. We'll also be doing two videos a week to begin with. With a possibility of a third. We'll do critter updates, garden,
Cooking,
cooking,
drying, dehydrating.
yes, all the
Canning.
good stuff. As the garden progresses, and as we find good deals on organic produce, there's just a lot of things coming up. We've got good soil in the raised beds, and we've got tomatoes and okra and corn and beans, cucumbers, hot peppers. Oh, we got a lot of goodies coming up for transplanting in those beds. So y'all stick with us.
Well, as you can imagine, I have loved doing this channel. But being alone was tough. So I think this change is going to be good for me. And I think it just might be good for y'all too. Now, we'll be doing a compost, which, as you can imagine, I should have plenty with all these animals, but the chickens scratch it all up. Go figure. And we'll be doing the garden, and it'll be better laid out. Get the rabbits all cleaned up, because I really couldn't even get to them. I fed them, I watered them, and I loved them, but that's as far as I could go. But I'm doing better now, so yeah, I'll be getting to the bunnies, and I'll be, the chickies, and all the fun stuff with them. I have one now, he's got white on this tail feather, and of course, you know me, I named him Whitey. He's my go-to rooster, and I got 2 others that are going to be dinner. So that will be going on. Yeah. So the new channel is going to be the Cockeyed Homestead. I'll throw the link down in the description. I'll also be throwing the new email, the what is it? Oh, the website, the blog, the whatever else we have, the Facebook. I'll put all that down in the description box below. Please check it out. And I hope that y'all come on along for this brand new ride. It has been wonderful. I want to see you over there too. This has been Mel, 1 woman and 2 acres. Y'all have a blessed day.